Hello and welcome everyone. Today we have a very special guest with us, the flag bearer of Indian women's cricket, the captain, Harmanpreet Kaur. Harman, welcome to Hindustan Times.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Harman, without wasting much time, like a fearsome fast bowler, I'll straight away welcome you to the crease with a bouncer. In the last couple of series that we've seen or followed, especially against Australia and also the current TriSeries going on, we've seen that there's been a conscious effort from the batters of our team to play aggressively from ball one and keep on carrying doing that. Especially you, the experienced players, you and Smriti have taken the front lead on that. So has this been a conscious decision keeping the T20 World Cup in mind?
Yeah, definitely. Every game is important for us, and we have been trying these things for a long time, and I'm actually really happy that now we can see the result also, and that's what we have discussing in the team meetings that we have to play aggressive cricket no matter how the pitch is behaving, but still we have to just keep ourselves positive and just keep backing ourselves. And we did, we do have some targets to achieve while batting. We just don't want to just go with the flow because earlier some mistakes we have done where we were just going with the flow and there was nothing which we can look after. But nowadays some areas, some strike rate over it we have to keep in our mind while batting, so that is something which keeping us so positive on the crease.
Herman, does that mean that the team is also ready to accept failures? Because when you take more risks, the chances of you succeeding every match will decrease. There will be a match where you'll get out, the team will be bowled out cheaply. So, is the team management ready to take that hit?
Yeah, definitely. When you're trying something on the field, sometimes you don't get success, but at least something is there, which we want to achieve, and day by day, you can only see the improvement. Yes, one odd day, things doesn't work the way you want to, but otherwise, a lot of things which you want to do, and I think the result. If we talk about the result, you are going to get something out of it. But I think nowadays we have a long batting lineup, and that is something which is giving us extra caution to take up that chances. And I think we are ready to take up any failures, because when you're doing something, sometimes you don't get success, but that is something which is not going to stop us. We every day we just want to back ourselves and keep doing the things which we want to do.
Right. And largely speaking, Herman, we have been achieving success of late. The women's team has been performing brilliantly, both home and away. And the current series is actually a proof of that. And Herman, you spoke about the Indian long batting lineup. How important has been the emergence of youngsters like, Anjali or Vedika, and then the opening girl who made her debut, Amanjot, in this series. So, how important has been the rise of these youngsters coming through the ranks and performing at the international stage for Indian women's cricket?
Look, it's very important, giving them a good amount of confidence, and then taking out their performances. It's very important, and I think it's good to see that whoever is getting the opportunity, they want to do well for the team. And when you have the right attitude, you are always going to get the positive results, and that's what I think the credit goes to them. The way they are showing that hunger on the field, they want to really do well for the country, and I think that is something which makes my job easier. I can only give them a plan. I can only guide them. But the amount of, confidence, and then the attitude they are bringing to the team, that is something, which is giving them the results.
Absolutely, Herman. And how big a role has the support staff led by former India men's cricketer Rishikesh Kanetkar has played in this thing? Because when you talk about a change in mindset, you need the entire team, including the support staff, to back you, to derive plans, to do the backroom stuff. So, how important has been, because Kanetkar has joined the team lately, just a couple of months before World Cup. So, how important has been his role and the entire support staffs?
Well, his role is very important for us. We already worked with him when we were in NCA, and then
Absolutely.
in the Sri Lanka in the Sri Lanka tour. The amount of confidence he gives to our batters, that is something which you always need, because right now talking about skill is not that important, but giving that confidence to the players is something which is going to play a key role, and he totally understands that, and the calmness he brings to the dressing room, which we always wanted someone to bring, because sometimes when things doesn't work, it's very easy to get panic. It's very easy to just it's difficult to keep your focus all the time. But the amount of the calmness and then experience he brings to the dressing room, that is something which we really like it. And I think having him in the team is something which is giving us which is keeping our team atmosphere very positive, because he's so positive. Whenever he talks, we always like to listen to him, and because he speaks very less, but the amount of words he uses, the way he speaks, that is something is always stays on ahead. I think that is something I really enjoy. So whenever he's speaking, I don't think everybody is looking here and there. Everybody is just waiting, the way he's going to speak, and we just want to keep those things in mind while batting, while doing anything. And then now our bowling coach is also there. The Troy is there. He is also so positive. The way they both take our team meetings, and then the way we train on the field, the atmosphere is totally different. Everybody is enjoying, because sometimes when we are doing the same things again and again, it's so easy to get bored of things. But the way they are keeping our atmosphere alive, and every day going there, training hard, and then keeping yourself positive, that is something they are doing a great job. And I'm so happy we have a sports staff like them, so that they can bring that positivity to the team.
Right, and rightly said, Harman, because we from away from the team, when we watch you guys play, when we watch the dressing room gel, that positive environment, it reflects on your performances both on and off the field. And Harman, the team is currently playing in South Africa. You guys have already won matches. It's a brilliant start. The T20 World Cup, which will also be played in South African conditions. So, do you think India will be well prepared, because they have gone there a month before? You guys are playing quality opposition like West Indies and the hosts. So, how important will it be this tri series? In the preparation of India's World Cup campaign.
Well, it is going to play a very big role for us, because getting used to the condition is something which is always going to play a big role. And we are lucky that we have got that TriSeries, and credit goes to the BCCI. Whenever we need anything, they are always available for us. And I think this TriSeries is definitely going to play a big role. We are playing against the two teams. They are who are doing really well in the world stage, and I think this tri-series give us going to give us that momentum, that right combination before the World Cup, which we were looking before the World Cup.
Right. Harman, you spoke about BCCI's role in developing women's cricket. There is a landmark moment which has taken place, the Women's IPL, which is just around the corner. After the World Cup, it will take place. So, how important, how big a moment or a landmark moment is it for the women's cricket, not only for the Indian women, but also in the world?
I think it's going to play a very big role. We have seen, that men's cricket, how they improved after the IPL. The amount of talent, we have seen now in the men's cricket. The same things, I think, going to apply for women's cricket also after the IPL. I think not only in India, even in the worldwide is going to be, very famous. We are going to see a lot of young talent because of the IPL. Because in IPL, the amount of opportunity young players get, that is something it's difficult to see in the domestic level. But now, because of the IPL, that difference between domestic and international cricket, it is going to be cut down, because sometimes it's very difficult for a young player to just go like join the team, and then facing those hurdle in the international cricket. Sometimes for them it's difficult to perform, and then difficult to set their feet. But after the IPL, those things is going to cut. A player should feel they are ready to perform for the team, and that is something I think IPL is going to play for women cricket also.
Right. Herman, you've played leagues across the globe. You've played in England, you've played in Australia, you've achieved a great amount of success there. We've seen how big a role Women's Big Bash or the 100 has played in developing England's and Australia's cricket internationally. So, do you think Women's IPL, when it comes, it will also help the Indian women's cricketers to bridge the gap? Because in the last few series or attempts, we've seen that in the crunch moments, somehow we end up losing those crunch moments and end up losing the matches against Australia and England by the barest of margins. Do you think women's IPL can actually help the players to cope with those pressure situations and bridge the
Yeah.
gap with the top teams?
Yeah, definitely it is going to be because as I mentioned, because sometimes the things we directly try in the international level, then that success ratio is going to be less. But now in the women IPL, when we are going to get that that good amount of matches, that quality will be there, that competition will be there, and when we are going to face those international players in the women IPL, and then later on when we're going to face in the international cricket, we are not going to face any extra pressure because right now that match temperament is that match because we get less number of matches, and then when playing international matches, then that it's difficult to cut down those things. But now when you're going to get more number of matches, that experience will be there, then you don't feel that doing something which you have never done before. So I think to cut down those things when we are losing at that last moment, that things we can only improve while playing more number of matches in domestic level. So I think that women IPL is going to play a key role for us. When you win games for your team, then when you're going to play international games, so that time you're not going to face any extra pressure or extra something which you have never done before. So I think women IPL is something which is going to play a key role for us.
Right. And Harman, how important will also be the monetary aspect? Because IPL, women's IPL, when it comes up, it will also increase the pay scale which the women's cricketers get. The men's IPL also saw the domestic cricketers getting a lot of money, which they perhaps was not getting when they were not playing for India. So, how important will the monetary aspects be also in motivating women's cricketers from the budding age?
Yeah, I think it is going to play a big role. A player always need that security, always need that that balance in life. So after the IPL, we have seen that the cricketers' life totally changed. They have got a lot of support from the IPL. Then there is something you can always look after. So I think in that I think. Brands like Puma also play a big role, when they come and support you. So a lot of things, when you brands like Puma, when you're supporting you, so that is also something a player always needed. So we have seen that earlier men's always getting that support from the
Right.
brands, but now in women cricket also, we have seen that we are getting support from Puma, from other brands also. So I think that is something a player always needed. So when you have that support, you always want to do well, you always want to sport as a career. So I think those things player always needed, and I'm really happy that now in women cricket also we are getting that support, because that support is something which is very important and one always needed.
Absolutely, Harman. Before wrapping up, I just wanted to know your feelings because when you started playing the game, when you also made your India debut, hardly any India women's cricket team matches used to be streamed live. But the scenes have changed rapidly in the last 3 4 years. There are more sponsors, there's more support, the live streaming has increased. So, how has been the journey for you as an athlete, as the flag bearer of Indian women's cricket, seeing from that era when you started playing and now standing here, the development, how satisfying is it?
I think when I look back, it's give me a lot of positivity, a lot of because when I started, like you mentioned, there was nothing to look after. But nowadays, the amount of support we are getting fans from BCCI and brands like Puma. So I think that is something, which entirely changed our life. And I can only be thankful to the people who supported me throughout my career and in my ups and downs. A lot of, people I have seen, who are doing so well during that time. So I think journey has been so great. I can only be thankful to the things which happened in my life.
Well, Harman, I tried to bowl a lot of bounces to you, but like on the cricket pitch, you have aced it brilliantly and scored a magnificent century. Hopefully, Harman, you carry on this good form and bring the cup to the country. Thanks a lot for joining us.
Thank you.